Cao Cao was fleeing in panic when suddenly a unit of reinforcements appeared from the south. It was Xiahou Dun leading troops to his aid, blocking Lu Bu and engaging him in battle. They fought until dusk, when heavy rain began to fall, forcing both sides to withdraw. Returning to camp, Cao Cao lavishly rewarded Dian Wei and promoted him to commandant of the headquarters guard. Lu Bu returned to his camp and discussed strategy with his advisor Qin Gong. Qin Gong said, "In Puyang there is a wealthy household, the Tian family, with over 1,000 servants. They are a leading family in the region. We can have the Tians send someone to feign surrender, telling Cao Cao that Lu Bu is cruel and unjust, that the people resent him, and that I plan to move the army to Liang, leaving only Gao Shun in the city. Cao Cao will be lured to attack at night, and I will act from within. Once he enters the city, we will set fires on all sides and spring our ambush outside. No matter how capable Cao Cao is, he will not escape." Pleased, Lu Bu sent Tian's men in secret to deliver the message. Cao Cao, still hesitant after his defeat, was surprised when Tian's envoy arrived with a secret letter, claiming that Lu Bu had left and the city was nearly undefended. They said that a white flag marked with the character Yeet would be hung as a signal. Delighted, believing this was heaven's aid, Cao Cao rewarded the messenger and began preparations to attack. Lu Yi advised, "Lu Bu may be short on strategy, but Qin Gong is cunning. This could be a trap. If you go, divide the army into 3, 2 to lie in ambush outside and 1 to enter the city." Cao Cao followed the advice, splitting his army into 3 and marching to Puyang. Observing from below the walls, he saw many flags and, indeed, a white Yeet flag at the west gate, and rejoiced. By noon, the city gates opened, and 2 generals rode out, Ho Chung in front, Gao Shun behind. Cao Cao sent Dian Wei to engage Ho Chung. Unable to withstand him, Ho Chung turned and fled. Gao Shun also retreated into the city. Amid the confusion, several soldiers approached Cao Cao claiming to be Tian's men, delivering another secret letter, that at the first watch, the beating of gongs would signal the opening of the gate. Cao Cao placed Xiahou Dun on the left, Cao Hong on the right, and led Xiahou Yuan, Li Jian, Eugene, and Dian Wei himself into the city. Li Jian suggested he stay outside, but Cao Cao retorted, "If I don't lead, who will fight to the death?" and charged in. At first watch, before the moon rose, conch shells blared from the west gate, shouts rang out, torches waved, the gates opened, and the drawbridge dropped. Cao Cao rushed in and rode straight to the governor's mansion, finding no one there. Realizing the trap, he called for retreat. A cannon blast roared from the mansion, flames erupted from all 4 gates, drums thundered, and shouts shook the night. Zhang Liao charged from the east alley, Zhang Ba from the west, striking Cao Cao from both sides. He tried to flee north, but met Hao Meng and Chao Xing blocking the way, then turned south only to find Gao Shun and Ho Chung. Dian Wei fought furiously, cutting a bloody path and driving off Gao Shun and Ho Chung. Reaching the drawbridge, Dian Wei looked back and did not see Cao Cao. He turned back into the city and met Li Jian. "Where is the Lord?" "I can't find him," Li Jian replied. Dian Wei told him to summon reinforcements outside while he continued the search. He went in twice more without finding Cao Cao, then at the moat met Eugene. "Where is the Lord?" Eugene asked. "I've searched twice and haven't seen him," said Dian Wei. Eugene proposed they go together, but as they reached the gate, burning logs rolled down, blocking Eugene's horse. Dian Wei charged in alone again. At that moment, Cao Cao had seen Dian Wei break out, but was himself blocked, and heading north, he suddenly encountered Lu Bu in the firelight. Lu Bu, on horseback with halberd raised, charged. Cao Cao covered his face with his hand, spurred his horse past, and galloped by. Lu Bu turned to pursue, striking Cao Cao's helmet with his halberd, and asked, "Where is Cao Cao?" Cao Cao pointed ahead. "The one on the yellow horse is him." Fooled, Lu Bu chased the yellow horse while Cao Cao turned toward the east gate, meeting Dian Wei. Dian Wei carved a path out, but the gate area was aflame and burning brush littered the ground. Dian Wei swept the fire aside with his halberd, broke through the smoke and fire, and burst out, with Cao Cao close behind. At the gate, a burning beam fell on Cao Cao's horse, throwing it down. Cao Cao shoved the beam away, his arm, beard, and hair singed. Dian Wei and Xiahou Yuan arrived to rescue him, giving him Xiahou Yuan's horse. Fighting their way out until dawn, they finally reached camp. Greeted by his officers, Cao Cao laughed. "I fell into a petty man's trap, but I will have revenge." Guijia urged immediate action. Cao Cao said, "We'll turn this to our advantage. Spread word that I was burned and died at the 5th watch. Lu Bu will come to attack. We'll ambush him at Mount Meilingshan and strike when half his troops are in. He'll be ours." Guijia praised the plan. Soldiers donned mourning garb, feigning his death. Soon, word reached Lu Bu in Puyang. Delighted, he marched on Meilingshan. Nearing Chao's camp, drums thundered, and hidden troops sprang forth. Lu Bu barely escaped with heavy losses, retreating to Puyang. That year a locust plague destroyed crops. Famine gripped the east, with reports of cannibalism. Low on grain, Cao Cao withdrew to Wancheng. Lu Bu also moved to Shanyang to forage, and both sides paused hostilities. In Xuzhou, the 63-year-old Tao Qian fell gravely ill and called Mi Zhu and Chun Deng to discuss affairs. Mi Zhu said, "Chao withdrew because Lu Bu attacked Yenzhou. Now there's famine, but next year they'll fight again. Twice you offered Xuzhou to Liu Bei, and he refused. Now you are seriously ill. Present the seal to him, and he will not decline." Overjoyed, Tao Qian summoned Liu Bei from Xiaobei. Liu came with Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, and a few dozen riders. In the sick room, Tao said, "I am dying. For the sake of the Han, please take Xuzhou's seal so I may die in peace." Liu Bei replied, "You have 2 sons. Why not pass it to them?" Tao said, "My eldest, Tao Shang, and second, Tao Ying, lack the ability. I hope you will guide them, but not let them govern." Liu Bei demurred, saying he was a commoner unfit for such a burden. Tao recommended Sun Qian of Beihai as an assistant and told Mi Zhu to aid Liu Bei. Tao Qian then pointed to his chest and passed away. After the funeral, the seal was offered to Liu Bei, who refused. The next day, the people of Xuzhou knelt at the yamen, pleading, "If you do not take office, we cannot survive." With Guan Yu and Zhang Fei also urging him, Liu Bei agreed to act as caretaker, assisted by Sun Qian and Mi Zhu, with Chun Deng as advisor. He moved his Xiaopei troops into the city, issued proclamations, and managed both the funeral and public order. Liu Bei and his soldiers wore mourning clothes, and Tao Qian was buried at Huanghe Plain, with a memorial sent to the court. In Wancheng, Cao Cao heard of Tao Qian's death and Liu Bei's succession and was furious. "My vengeance is undone, and Liu Bei takes Xuzhou without a fight. I'll kill Liu Bei, then desecrate Tao Qian's corpse to avenge my father." He ordered preparations to march. Sun Yu intervened. When Emperor Gaozu held Guanzhong and Emperor Guangwu held Heniai, they first secured their bases. "You control Yenzhou, land between the Yellow and Ji rivers, as vital as Guanzhong or Heniai of old. If you march on Xuzhou, too many troops will leave Yenzhou undefended, and Lu Bu will attack. Too few, and you cannot take Xuzhou. The people there are loyal to Liu Bei and will fight to the death. This would be to trade safety for danger. Please reconsider." Cao Cao said, This famine leaves us without grain. We can't stay here. Sun Yu suggested, strike east at Chun, then to Runan and Yingchuan. The yellow turban remnants under He Yi and Huang Shao plunder the region and have stores of wealth and grain. They are easy prey. Capture them, and we'll have supplies, pleasing both court and people. Delighted, Cao Cao left Xiahou Dun and Chao Run in Wanqing and marched on Chun, then turned to Runan and Yingchuan. Hearing of his approach, He Yi and Huang Shao confronted him at Mount Yang. Though numerous, their troops were in disarray. Chao's crossbows cut them down, and Dian Wei killed their deputy commander in 3 bouts. Chao pressed on and camped. Next day, Huang Shao sent out a warrior in a yellow turban and green robe, wielding an iron mace. Calling himself Sky-Cutting Yiksha, He-Man Xiaohong fought him for 50 bouts without result, then feigned defeat. Pursuing, He-Man was struck down by a sudden turn and 2 blows. Li Dian charged into their ranks, capturing Huang Shao. The army was routed. He Yi fled with a few hundred to Jepi, but was blocked by a tall warrior wielding a great saber, who captured him in 1 bout and drove the rest into the fortress. Dian Wei arrived, and the warrior greeted him. Asked if he was a yellow turban, the man said, "They're all locked inside." Dian Wei asked why he didn't surrender. The man replied, "If you can take my saber, I will." They fought from morning to noon without a decision, rested, then resumed until dusk before stopping. Dian Wei reported to Cao Cao, who came in person. Next day, the warrior appeared again. Admiring his bearing, Cao Cao told Dian Wei to feign defeat. After 30 bouts, Dian Wei withdrew, drawing the man to the camp gate, where arrows drove him back. Cao Cao then moved his camp back 5 li and ordered pits dug and hooks laid. On the 3rd day, Dian Wei fought a few rounds and fled, luring the man into a pit, where he was captured and brought to Cao Cao. Cao ordered him freed, clothed, and seated, and asked his name and home. He replied, "I am Su Chu, style Zhongkong, from Qiao County in Qiao Commandery. In troubled times I led my clan to defend ourselves. When bandits came, I threw stones with perfect aim until they fled. Once, when food was scarce, we traded cattle for grain, but the cattle ran back. I dragged 2 by their tails for 100 paces, scaring off the bandits. Thus we've remained safe." Cao Cao said, "I have long heard your name. Will you join me?" Su Chu agreed, bringing his clan to surrender. Cao Cao made him commandant and rewarded him richly. He Yi and Huang Shao were executed, and Runan and Yingchuan pacified. On the return march, Chao Run and Xiahou Dun met him, reporting that in Yenzhou, Shuelan and Li Feng's troops were away looting, leaving the city open. Cao Cao hurried there. Caught unprepared, they came out to fight. Su Chu vowed to take them as a gift. In 2 rounds, he slew Li Feng. Shuelan retreated, but was blocked by Li Dian, fled toward Jui, and was killed by Lu Qian's arrow. Cao Cao regained Yenzhou. Qingyu advised attacking Puyang. Cao sent Su Chu and Dian Wei in the van, Xiahou Dun and Xiahou Yuan on the left, Li Dian and Eugene on the right, himself in the center, Eugene and Lu Qian in the rear. Arriving, Lu Bu wanted to fight, but Chen Gong urged caution. Lu Bu ignored him, met Su Chu in 20 indecisive rounds, then faced Dian Wei in a pincer attack, with other generals joining. Unable to resist, Lu Bu fled to the city, only for Tian to raise the drawbridge, saying he had surrendered to Cao Cao. Lu Bu cursed and withdrew to Dingtao. Chen Gong opened the east gate to escort his family out. Cao Cao entered Puyang and pardoned Tian. Lu Yi warned that Lu Bu was still dangerous. Cao left Lu Yi to hold the city and pursued Lu Bu to Dingtao, where Lu Bu, Zhang Miao, and Zhang Chao sheltered, while Gao Shun, Zhang Liao, Zhang Ba, and Ho Chung were away. Cao camped 40 li away, harvesting ripe wheat for supplies. Scouts told Lu Bu, who marched to attack, but, seeing dense woods to the left, suspected an ambush and withdrew. Chao, knowing Lu Bu suspected a forest trap, filled it with flags and hid his main force in a dry embankment west of the camp, with villagers shouting inside the camp and 50 drummers making noise. Lu Bu returned to consult Qin Gong, who advised caution. Lu Bu planned to burn out the ambush, leaving Qin Gong and Gao Shun in the city while he attacked. He set the forest alight, finding it empty, then moved toward the camp. Drums roared. From behind, hidden troops emerged. Lu Bu pursued but was met with cannon fire as the ambush closed in from all sides. Xiahou Dun, Xiahou Yuan, Su Chu, Dian Wei, Li Jian, and Eugene. Routed, Lu Bu lost his general Cheng Lian to Eugene's arrow and retreated. Qin Gong decided the city could not be held. With Gao Shun, he evacuated Lu Bu's family and abandoned it. Cao Cao entered unopposed. Zhang Chao burned himself. Zhang Miao fled to Yuan Shu, and all Shandong submitted to Cao Cao. Lu Bu regrouped with his officers. Though few, we can still beat Cao Cao, he declared, and prepared to counterattack. As the poem says, in war, victories and defeats are common. The beaten may yet return to triumph. How Lu Bu fares. Wait for the next chapter. Summary. This chapter recounts the struggle between Cao Cao and Lu Bu for control of Yenzhou and Puyang. Cao Cao fell into Qin Gong's trap and narrowly escaped death thanks to Dian Wei's desperate valor. He later feigned death to lure Lu Bu into an ambush. Then, due to famine, both paused their conflict. In Xuzhou, Tao Qian, gravely ill, offered the province to Liu Bei, who reluctantly accepted after Tao's death. Cao Cao planned to attack, but was dissuaded by Sun Yu, turning instead to campaign against the Yellow Turbans, capturing the mighty Su Chu and pacifying Runan and Yingchuan. Cao Cao then recovered Yenzhou and Puyang, forcing Lu Bu into repeated defeats and flight. The chapter showcases the Three Kingdoms era's mix of strategy, personal bravery, and shifting fortunes in the rivalry between these two formidable leaders. Key points. 1. The Three Offers of Xuzhou. Novel version. Tao Qian, gravely ill, humbly offered Xuzhou to Liu Bei 3 times before he accepted, portraying Tao's virtue and Lu's reluctance. Historical record. According to records of the Three Kingdoms, after Tao's death, the people of Xuzhou directly supported Liu Bei as governor. The Three Offers is a dramatic embellishment. 2. The term Three Surnamed Servant for Lu Bu. Novel version. On the battlefield, Cao Cao or others often insult Lu Bu with this epithet, first serving Ding Yuan, then Dong Zhuo, then others, reinforcing his disloyal image. Historical record. While Lu Bu did change allegiances, the term was later popularized by literature. It was not a common battlefield taunt in historical accounts.